way they started Dynamite, which was an outstanding way for sure. I mean, like as we said earlier, Rey Fenix is a fan favorite here at Dynamite Download, and I think in the AEW Nation, the guy can't put on a bad match. And we were talking, and I was like, he's due for a singles pin. You know, he's been, even though he has lost some singles matches and taken some pins in multi-man matches, he is fine. He's due, and it was the right move for him to pin Matt Jackson.
Yeah.
And have the golden triangle, as you like to say, the death triangle, kind of look a little strong there for sure. You know, he is unreal. You know, the innovation that he has and just the fearlessness he has is just ridiculous. He's got so unique moves. You know, every time we see him, we see different stuff in the ring. You know, I love I'm a sucker for chops for sure. But when, Matt Jackson was on the second rope, then he pulls up Phoenix at the second rope and they're just doing that double chop battle. I thought that was so great. And, Phoenix has some amazing chops for sure. But, the Canadian Destroyer from the outside to the inside of the ring by Matt Jackson, then the Canadian Destroyer on the outside back-to-back was just mind-blowingly brutal, in my opinion. It was just, this match, I didn't want it to end. It was like they almost got 20 minutes, which was great. And I was like, I could watch these guys every week, for an hour even. So they put on an absolute killer match. It's definitely an elite for me. And, when we finally get to see Pac and Phoenix versus the Young Bucks in the ring together, it's going to be a match of the year, a contender for sure. So, it is.
I mean, I honestly, I was geeked about the main event. And so I know I went on a little bit of a tangent there. And I love anytime we at Dynamite Download get a chance to see Lance Archer or Rey Fenix in the ring, because it always brings out that it makes SPD feel a little more comfy and a little bit more open. And just because those guys I know how much you love them. And it's no wonder. Phoenix, this dude is he is just an absolute jaw dropper every time he's in the ring. There's every single time I see him wrestle, and I've watched wrestling since I was in diapers, and every single time I watch this dude wrestle, he does something different that blows me away. He's just and he makes it look easy. I was so impressed by his ability time and time again we compliment a lot of stars in this business for how they can make the acrobatics and make those over the top, like athletic moves that they do look easy. But there are very few that can do it like Phoenix, bro. I mean, and it's fitting to me that he's in a team with the Bastard, because that's another dude who makes stuff look easy. Man, I don't know about you, but when you see Pac and Phoenix against the Bucks in the same ring, I don't know if that you could put together a bigger dream match for me. I mean, that is just true. When it comes to in-ring work, those, because the Bucks are, you and I've talked about it time and again. The Bucks, everything that they do, their chemistry as brothers, their chemistry and stuff is just so fluid. It feels so natural. Mm-hmm. There's super kicks, and all their deviations on how they get their super kicks in is amazing to see. And Matt hit a couple tonight on Phoenix where it looked like he took his head off. But that kind of chemistry, it alongside guys who can just go. You know what I mean? Like the Bucks are a lot of times they're the ones who are pushing the pace, and they're pushing the pace. They're going to have to be, they're going to have their A game, drink that Gatorade, eat that Wheaties, because if you're going to hang with Pac and Phoenix, you have to bring the best of your abilities. So I am really pumped to see where this one's going. Mm-hmm. What were your thoughts on like sort of obviously this being the start of the show? I mean, do we feel like, do you see this going where Pac and Nick Jackson go one-on-one in a singles match again? Or how long do you see this building up? Because obviously Scorpio got that, he pulled down the brass ring and got his title match right away. How long do you feel like AEW can let this simmer? I mean,
I think you'll trade another singles match, and maybe you'll throw in like a 4-on-4 match somehow or something, and you build it just for a little bit longer. But I mean, they hinted to it how SCU is going to be facing the winner of these two. So SCU is in the crowd lurking, saying they're the number one contenders. So I feel like that's not going to be drawn out too long. I would like to see this, milked for a little while just because of the pure talent between those four guys. But I do think we'll get that tag match ultimately within the next month or so, the title match, and then keep it going because the AEW tag division is so stacked, and it needs to keep going with it, especially since this was a pay-per-view awarded title shot. So I think you just build it for a little bit more, and then you can have that title match. And we hope that Phoenix and we love the Young Bucks, but Phoenix and Pac with the gold around their waist would be great.
I mean, obviously, when we did our 6 months from now predictions, your boy Crayfish, I wanted the death triangle to become the golden triangle. I wanted to see those guys get gold. Now, the way I projected it was Lucha Brothers getting the tag titles and Pac getting the TNT title, the World Championship. But
right.
I do see this pairing is such a natural fit offensively. Obviously, Penta and Phoenix have a lot of history together, but when you look at the in-ring styles, I really think that Pac and Phoenix complement each other very well. I also think that what we saw later on in the show with Penta and Cody, you could potentially see a death triangle versus the elite
if they're rejoining.
With Cody and the Bucks. I mean, that would be a heck of a match. Can you imagine what we could see out of that?
That's a great point.
Obviously they're not working with each other right now, but as you know, they always bring it in. So I could see that potentially happening down the road. I think that we'll get into the Cody stuff, down the road here, but that was something that I thought was absolutely incredible. But before we